whether it's visual or literary or whatever, is making sure that you do your research and making sure that you stay current. Not all of my work is political, nor do I think that all art should be political. All art should just be honest. That's really all you owe your listeners or your readers, is an honest effort, is your best or a high-quality, honest effort at whatever it is that you're trying to express. Lots of times I, tackle political issues because I can't help but notice how effed up things are all around us. I worked in social services for many years. I grew up in, a pretty challenged neighborhood, and so lots of times those are the things that come out in my work. But many of the pieces that I write, because the facts change or the system or the circumstances morph, I have to edit the piece to make sure that it's current with what's happening now, or leave it in the dustbin of poems past. So these are my ABCs for Roger. It's probably a different version than you may have seen, but it goes like this. Bear with me on the edits. So my mother came to this country at age 8 when her father moved the family to find work. She had to leave her home and begin the process of forsaking her native speech. But her skin was white, and her father had citizenship, so they didn't have to deal with racist Minutemen vigilantes at the border, Homeland Security sponsored private detention centers for undocumented Americans, or violent immigration, customs, and enforcement raids at home, work, or school. They were allowed to pass in relative safety and peace. Many years later, she gave birth to 2 children and taught me my ABCs in this language, watching Mr. Rogers in Sesame Street. And though I am choosing not to have children of my own, the ones that I adopt will learn the same through symbols like these. A is for adoption, for every single boy and girl in need, even when it seems that legal guardian angels only come to free those that are healthy, white, and younger than age 3. A is also for agriculture, which is better than cattle deforestation. It takes 12 million metric tons of grain to feed and raise 3 million metric tons of edible beef. Take that same fuel and give it to human bellies, you could feed 4 times the people and prevent the slashing and burning of nearly 100% the forest, not to mention 40% the drinkable water. E is for economics, energy, and evolution. Fail to see how these things relate, and our globe will choke on the gaggles of genomes we are greedy enough to make. Huge industrial juggernauts kill. There are over 900 billionaires in existence. Total their wealth, and you've got more fucking money than the combined asset of every other working class person on earth. Billionaires, all colors, cultures, and skin tones, from the United Kingdom, Saudi Arabia, Nigeria, and New American Rome, all blue-blooded, white-collared with apathy-colored eyes. Now go back and hold on to I. It's important. Like conservation, contraceptives, recycling, and research. L is not for love of poetry or hip-hop, but for logic. If the population of this world doubles in size 70 times over the next 150 years, there will be no room to run, farm, or breathe. That may not be enough to scare some into changing their daily routine, but as for me, I am terrified. Now, observe, P is for police officers who are overworked, underpaid, and undertrained. Now hear me out. If the only people actually applying at the police academy are football players who weren't good enough to make it in college, and ex-military men with a propensity for violence, then the only people actually holding guns in the name of the law will be fucking football players who weren't good enough to make it in college, and ex-military men with a propensity for violence. P is also for, you can laugh when it's funny, it'll only help me. P is also for petroleum oil plastic, and practically every product and package within consumer reach or access. It's the same exact substance over which wars are fought, only in different chemical form. Governments send soldiers out to kill and die for more than just gas. That's right, P is for petrol, polymers, and privileged control over power sources. When international bankers and the industrial military complex partner, then perpetual war is the most profitable endeavor possible. So let's question our goods, who makes them, where they come from, and how they're distributed. We have a relationship with all of these things. When someone or some piece of earth is being destroyed in the process by which our goods get to us, then we are ultimately responsible for any harm done. That's why responsible consumers separate trash unfailingly: paper, plastic, and glass. V is for vegan, and that's where it's at. Actually, V is for vegan, vegetarian, and omnivore, as long as we're doing everything that we can to keep our money out of an animal-torturing, earth-destroying, factory farm corporation's hands. Oh yeah, feel good. Now, which one of the following is a figment of America's fucking imagination? Is it A, Superman has X-ray vision? Or is it B, diamonds are still being mined by actual slaves? In present-day Congo, where servants are subjected to several layers of X-ray radiation every single day just to make certain that no one is stealing. 9 whole years after the story already broke in mainstream U.S. media, without very many slam poets or MCs writing very many letters to their legislators or editors, and hip-hop and R&B have become some of the biggest investors in a venture destined to keep Africa indentured, sequestered, and bleeding. You and I can make a difference by not purchasing slave diamonds to symbolize our love and the ring of its meaning. Now they say that at poetry slams and protests that we are preaching to the choir. That our real goal should be to get the ideas presented here to the outside world, but we are not the choir. We are not the fucking choir. I don't believe that we're working as hard as possible. I don't see us doing everything that we can, and evolution has to move faster than this. Z is not for Zion or Zechariah, but for Zenith. If you and I sacrificed our surplus till everyone has food, medicine, and a bed, then we can reach it.